Welcome back, Truth Seeker. In about 30 minutes, $5 Friday is going to be underway on Patreon. Trying to do a lot for the people on the $5 tier. Uh, if you're on that tier, every Friday you get the notes, you get the live stream. Today we're going to go over UFC 322, college football, NBA, NHL. Probably we'll talk a little bit of NFL Week 11 as well. Again, I have three sports tiers now. The $5 tier gets you $5 Friday. The $11 tier gets you live streams Monday through Friday and all sports notes 7 days a week, 365 days a year, of course, 366 days in a leap year. And the $20 tier gets you all that, plus the bonus streams that are the NFL exclusives that happen Monday later in the day, Thursday later in the day for Monday Night Football and Thursday Night Football, and the big Saturday stream where we go over all of NFL Week 11. And just so you guys know, I used to do a money contest on that tier. We did it for about 2 years. I had to stop because somebody reported the game and Patreon said it wasn't within their terms of service. So unfortunately, the money game is over. I still don't know why the trolls were hating on that. What was the problem of giving money back to the community? But and I really don't know why it's against Patreon's terms of service either. But anyway, I just want to let people know the money game is over, sadly. So anyway, sports. I always teach how sports are part of the rig deception that goes along with the rig news, that goes along with the rig selection. The one of Mamdani after he became the surprise nominee at age 33 on Freemason's birthday. So here we are with UFC 322 in New York, right after Mamdani. And it just so happened that the favorite for the main event is Islamic. And his name just happens to be Islam. And he's a monster favorite. His line is -280. For those who don't know betting, that means you have to bet $280 to win 100. So you got to lay down a good amount of money just to win 100 back. And funny enough, this man was going for his 28th win with a line of -280. Funny enough, the fight is 28 days after Hamdani's October 18th birthday. And keep in mind, Khabib is his Khabib is who he models his fighting after. Khabib kind of his coach. If you recall, Khabib won UFC 223 over McGregor 223. Now his protege is fighting in 322. This stuff goes on all the time if you pay attention to sports and news and the rituals that come with it. And a lot of these fights tomorrow will be absolutely rigged. I'm not convinced that they rig every last UFC fight, but the main event usually is, and so are several of the other fights. You can pick up on that by learning about the number rituals. So, and just if you need to see the visual, Donnie's got that October 18th birthday, anniversary of Event 201. You can see it from his birthday to the fight tomorrow is 28 days. Not to mention his name in Gematria, Mom Donnie equals 28. His favorite is -280. And then something else that's interesting, it's New York, shortly after 9/11. In fact, it's 65 days after 9/11. Zoran Mamdani, 65. Now go figure. Go figure. So, yeah, we'll be talking about all the fights on the ticket for UFC 322, and there's a lot if you go through the cards beyond just the main card. We'll be doing that today. We're gonna do it more tomorrow because there's a lot to go through, and I'm not finished with all my UFC 322 decoding. We'll cover it quite a bit today on the $5 tier. I'll do the rest of the UFC 322 live stream earlier tomorrow on the $11 tier because there's a lot of people interested in this fight. We used to do UFC every week, but it's been UFC. So anyway, yeah, this knowledge, you guys, this knowledge does pay the bills. And just to give you a little recap of last night, another nice winning day for our community. A gentleman in the community turned $500 last night. A big help in that was hitting the score in the Cavs Raptors game. And I always teach you guys that the NBA is the 113 league. That like a million times. The NBA is the 113 league. Last night was the 113th regular season meeting between the Cavs and the Raptors. So my advice last night was to take both teams to 413 points, which was a monster payout. And sure enough, the Cavs scored 113. We also had the Raptors to win. So anyway, let's recap yesterday. We'll start with the NHL to show you what kind of day we had again. Kings and Maple Leafs. We knew this one was going to be close. But if you play this game, take the Maple Leafs with the goals, which means they can lose by 1. Again, I put my top scenarios on top, and Toronto with the goals was the play here. Did Toronto win with the goals? They sure did. They lost by a goal. That's a winner. The Stars and the Canadiens. We liked the Canadiens staying on 22 points before playing Boston. Boston in 22 just happens all the time. They got absolutely smoked. And keep in mind the Stars were the underdog here too. We could have taken them with the goal to play it safe. But it's an absolute blowout. 7-0 for the Canadiens, right? Canadiens equals 70. You'll see this stuff day after day when you learn gematria, where these scores come from. It's just like how Ontario equals 43, and you get a 4-3 score in Ontario. But yeah, Stars looked good. 22 in Boston. So guess what we played in the Boston game yesterday? We saw the Senators could pick up their 22nd points over Boston. Again, Boston in 22. It's like the Celtics being in their 22nd championship in 2022, which we saw coming a million miles away. And Bruins go down. Senators pick up their 22nd points of the year. You had a little 35 Thursday ritual in there. Bruins fell to 11-8, 3-5 away before they play the Canadiens. So Montreal's 118-35. They fell to 11-8 and 3-5 away before they play in Montreal. So, like I told you yesterday, if you only had one game to play yesterday, Senators all day. Just super strong narrative. The Ducks and the Red Wings, we were torn on this game. I told people this is probably not the game of the day. I didn't want to fade my advice of 6. I thought 6 would smash yesterday because it was 6 date numerology and it was the 13th of the month and 13 the 6th prime. I didn't take my own advice in this game. And if you did play this game, you wish you would have stuck with the 6s because the Red Wings, they won. They won with 6 goals. They got their 6th home win, and they kept the Ducks on 6 road wins. And they did give their Ducks the 6th total loss of the year, 5 regulation losses, 1 overtime loss. So I should have stuck with my main idea yesterday. Sometimes I can become an idiot like that. And part of the reason I was second guessing myself is because the Ducks have been giving me fits this past week. You can identify that, and that's part of the reason I said you might not want to play this game. I'm on a losing streak with Ducks games. Sometimes the team will give you fits. Just learn to ignore. Panthers looked strong yesterday, going for that 6th home win. ESPN had them as the cover story of the day before they had, what are they called? The Utah Mammoth is the cover story. Of course, the Mammoth one. ESPN does drop clues, but Panthers getting that 6th win on the Super 6 days was our story here. They also scored 6 goals in 6 days, blowing out the Panthers. And the Blue Jackets and the Oilers, we thought the Blue Jackets had a little bit better narrative here. And they did. They won by a little bit. They won 5-4. The Avalanche and the Sabres. I thought the Sabres were a dollar parlay. We're always looking for that game that could turn $1 into 50+ bucks. It didn't happen, unfortunately. There was a little narrative there, but the 6s were more on the Avalanche side, so I can't be shocked. We're not over here. We take calculated risks with small bets. It's like you're at the grocery store on the same day, right? Your favorite brand is $8.99. The off brand's on sale. It's almost the same damn thing for $4.99. Just buy the off brand, save yourself $4. Go home and play the dollar parlay. You're going to get it every now and then. We're all about being smart over here. The Flames and the Sharks. We like Calgary getting 3 and 4 at home. Calgary got that double 34 connection. Flames, Calgary. Got the 3 and 4 at home, beating the Sharks. We're on a winning streak with Sharks games, man. We got some nice upsets with the Sharks too. Islanders and Golden Knights, another team giving me fits. I told people to be careful of this game. Golden Knights, but I warned people about these games. So hopefully my community wasn't even playing these games, the Ducks and the Golden Knights. But I can identify where I'm missing. The Golden Knights and the Ducks have been giving me fits. But the Jets looked like they were going down last night to 5-4. You see how they fell to 5-4, and the Kraken got 5 wins and 4 combined losses at home. Jets, and that's 54. We also like the Jets to cover the 13.5 last night on TNF on the 13th of the month. We got, what's the Travion, what's his name? Henderson? Henderson yesterday. Yesterday, like 48 days left in the year. Henderson, 48. We thought he'd have a big game. I wish I would have saw him for 3 touchdowns because I got him to 6 in the year. I thought that was over 6. I said yesterday we got 6. I saw the reason for 2 to get to 5, and people 11 to 15. I missed the narrative for 3. But hey, 2 touchdowns is a good payout for him. And you see how it's 150, 69, and 48? Yesterday left 48 days left in the year. It was the 150th game of the NFL season. The date that we're all was 69. How many families the Illuminati? On the 13th, they had the game on TV with a 13-point game. The score was 27-14. The Jets became 2-7, winning 27 points the week prior. Last week, they get beat 27-14, which is 41 points, right? Like 41 is the 13th prime number. Again, who runs the show? And then, yeah, Raptors and Cavs. Again, one of the top games we saw 113 points of the scores. The gentleman turned $1 into $500 last night. That's what I'm talking about. Not being a gambling junkie, not going out and betting the house, not being an idiot and betting more money you can afford to lose. Just not wasting your money on dumb stuff. Figure out a way to save $1 for the day. Almost you can do that every single day. Just being smart. Save $1 for the day by cut this year, not upgrading to the super size, which you don't need, which is going to bring super size, the extra sugar and fat, salt yourself probably at least getting close to death. Instead of doing that, come home and save $1 for it. Turn $1 into $500. You know what that means? This guy can play a dollar parlay for the next 500 days. You can win a few more over the course of the next 500 days. Of course he is. But anyway, we like the Raptors here. We thought they had a little bit better narrative. 62nd winning from Ohio. Shout out to Julius, who pointed out he beat 62 and 114 before the Pacers. Not old eyes and things like that. But a guy like Julius, Indiana Pacers, 114, Pacers 62, Ohio 62. So, huh? Why? I got my good mic on. How bad is the audio then? Logan said choppy, heads up. God. All right, hold on. Do I need to just restart this whole stream? How bad was it before? Could you guys hear what I was saying? Okay, but could you guys hear anything I said before? Good God. Okay, quick recap. Again, UFC 322. Main event is an Islamic fighter in New York who's the main favorite with a negative 280 betting line right after the event of Mamdani in New York. And it just happens to be 28 days after Mamdani's birthday. And the Islamic guy's going for his 28th professional fighting win. And it's also 65 days after 9/11 in New York for Zohran Mamdani. Just another proof of how they bring the news and the sports together. Yeah. So anyway, we'll be talking about UFC 322 here real soon. And we'll be going through the whole card, which there's a lot on. Like I said, we'll cover a lot of it today on the $5 tier. We'll do another stream tomorrow on the $11 tier. And we'll get the football stream in tomorrow as well on the $20 tier. So, yeah, I was just recapping NBA and NHL and how we did. And, again, just to make a long story short, Maple Leafs with the goals, winner. Stars, winner. Senators, winner. Ducks, Red Wings, I warned about because I'm on a losing streak with the Ducks. I should have just stuck with my advice yesterday that it was going to be all about the Sixes. It was. I don't know why I faded there. Maybe I'm having psychological problems with the Ducks. Panthers looked great yesterday. Winner. Blue Jackets looked pretty good yesterday. Winner. Sabres and Avalanche, I call it the dollar parlay, where you take that risk on the big underdog for the massive payout. We do hit them, but we definitely don't hit them every day. It's hard to hit big dogs, but it's taking the small risk for the potential monster reward, like the gentleman who turned $1 into 500 yesterday. And that didn't come out, unfortunately. Flames looked good yesterday. They got it done. Golden Knights, I'm on a losing streak with, like the Ducks, so I warn people you might want to stay away. And the Kraken, again, yesterday, they looked great. They became 5 wins, 4 total losses at home as the Jets fell to 5-4 away, and they were plus money. And again, Jets love 54. They equal 54 forwards and backwards. Again, if you're new here, this base system, this is the system they use for the rigging. And you should understand through sports why there's multiple ciphers. Imagine if there was just one number and they just use the same number over and over every day in the rigging. Don't you think the fans would catch on? But hey, you use 4 numbers a lot. People don't seem to catch on. They obviously don't, because they do this week after week and almost nobody notices. We notice, but the average person doesn't. So, and again, it was synced up with the football game last night as well. But yeah, in the NBA, we thought there'd be 113 points in this Raptors-Cavs game because it was the 113th regular season meeting. And as I've written a book about, we call the NBA the 113 league. They abused the number like no other. I can't tell you how many times over the years we've called the 113 score in a game. A lot. The National Basketball Association. In that most pure cipher, 113. Just like how in that cipher, Cleveland, Ohio is 62. And the Raptors coach, he got his 62nd win last night. So, and again, he became 62 and 114 before playing the Pacers. Pacers 62, Indiana Pacers 114. So he's going into the Pacers game 62 and 114. Again, shout out to Julius who caught that. And that gave us that addition to the notes during the live stream yesterday for more confidence. The Pacers and the Suns we did miss on. That 5-2 has been deceptive with Indiana this year. So beware for people who aren't on my Patreon. Historically, Indiana in 52 is good, and Phoenix Suns even has that 52, but that's about the 3rd time it already missed this year. And the Pacers falling to 1-11 after being in the NBA Finals is probably what that was about. And maybe that's why they've been missing the 52s, because they were doing this greater ritual for where they just came from. That happened yesterday on the day, leaving 48 days left in the air. Probably should have thought about that one. But Quinn Snyder with the Hawks facing his old team yesterday. They got it done. A lot of reasons to win. Good value. You guys can read the notes. Some of those things tell you what's coming next. But if you can't read it, you should join the Patreon, because we'll tell you what's coming next when it comes next. And what was the thought? I just had a thought creep into my head and out of my head before I could even say it. What was it? But yeah, just another very solid day. Nice winner in the NFL. Again, we took advantage of Henderson. Last night, Henderson scored 3 touchdowns. I should have seen the 3, honestly, because it got him to 6 for the year. I told everybody first thing in the stream, 6 should be big today. It was 6-date numerology yesterday, and it was the 13th of the month, which is the 6th prime. We thought he could get 2 touchdowns because it's week 11. 11's the 5th prime. I don't know why I wasn't thinking if he had 3, he'd get to 6. I should have been thinking that. But yeah, just getting him for 2 was a nice payout. And again, we were all over the Jets with the to cover the 13.5. Again, one more time. Yesterday was the 150th game of the NFL season on 69-date numerology on the day leaving 48 days left in the year. Notice how all these numbers connect to Illuminati, the same Illuminati founded with 13 families. And you get a 13-point game. Again, the score yesterday was 27-14. The Jets go down, who came into the game 2-7. Remember, the Jets won both their games after Nick Mangold died, who was from Ohio. Then they beat the 2 Ohio teams. They win with 27 points the day they become 2-7. And then the very next week, they get beat 27-14. Again, that's a total of 41 points, like 41's the 13th prime. It's TNF is what they call Thursday Night Football. TNF, 41 and 13. And if you look, last night the Patriots got their 40th regular season win over the Patriots. Or excuse me, the Patriots got their 40th regular season win over the Jets. And including the postseason, they got their 41st win over the Jets. And notice, the Jets only score 14, get beat by 13. They covered all the TNF numbers. Of course, they got their 9th win of the year, Jets 9. The Patriots came in 8-2. New England Patriots 82. They also picked up the 82nd home win for teams on the year. Again, this is how scripted the league is. To make it so that the Thursday night game can have the Patriots come in 8-2 and pick up the 82nd home win of the year, the whole league has to be scripted together, and it is. So anyway, yeah, if you want to join us, we'll be on Patreon today. It's $5 Friday. We're covering a lot on $5 Fridays for the people who can only afford that much and participate one day a week. If you're on the $11 tier, again, you get live streams Monday through Friday. You also get the sports content notes every single day of the year, but you get live streams Monday through Friday. For the $11 tier, I'm going to give you guys the UFC stream we do tomorrow as well for everything we don't cover today. And then $20 tier, that gets you everything plus the NFL live streams, the exclusive ones that happen for Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, and Saturday, where we go over all of the weekly action. So, and a lot of you guys who stay on the $11 tier and then cry when you don't get as good at information on the $20 tier, upgrade your tier. I mean, if you're gambling and spending money, you should be on the $20 tier, point blank, period. So, anyway, sorry about the audio quality at the beginning. If you want to join us, our $5 Friday stream is going to start in about 15 minutes. That's 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 Eastern. You can watch it on the replay. You don't have to watch it live, but if you want to be there live, join now. I imagine it's going to go at least a couple hours. And then, of course, we'll be back tomorrow if you're on the $11 and $20 tiers. So, when I look at my chat, I see a guy who says it's been rough for a minute. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe in your own life, not on the Patreon. We've been winning a lot for a lot more than a minute. Yeah, appreciate it, G4. Appreciate everyone on the $20 tier. So yeah, we'll leave it there for now. I'll see you guys over on Patreon in a little bit and figure out what was up with that audio at the beginning. All right, guys. Till next time.